Hey there, inspired soul. Welcome to the Divinely Inspired Living podcast. I'm your host, Erin Barcelos, angel intuitive, spiritual life coach, and manifestation expert. I'm so glad you're here. Together, we're going to be tuning into the universe, radiating the highest version of ourselves, and manifesting a life beyond our wildest dreams. It's my mission to support you in reclaiming your gifts from ancient lifetimes, developing a strong relationship with your angels and spirit guides, and living life in passionate co-creation with the love of the universe. Because here's the thing, at the end of our lives, this time around, we want to be able to say one thing: mission accomplished. Thank you so much for being here. Let's dive deep. Hey. Welcome to Divinely Inspired Living's first podcast episode ever. I am so happy you're joining me for this. This is such a special occasion. It means the world to me to be able to take this time to tune into my heart space and really share all that depth with you. So I hope you came with an open mind and an open heart. I certainly did. And let's go ahead and just get right to it. So the biggest thing that you need to know right away when tuning into this show and sticking with it from here on out is, sweetheart, you are a soul in a human body. It is no accident that you are here on this planet Earth right now at this time, 2023. Whatever year you were born, however old you are, whatever shape, size, color your body is, gender, all of the above. It is no accident that you are who you are. You are a soul who chose to be on this planet and have a certain theme of experiences that you've had in this lifetime. You came knowing that you have work to do. You came knowing that you have a purpose to fulfill, and you are here with a specific job to do, my friend. And I am here to reach out my hand to you, hold that hand, grab that hand. Let's do this. Let's climb that mountain. Let's get this job done. Let's get to that point in our lives that we can truly, 100% without a doubt say to ourselves, I did what I came here to do. Are you ready? Gulp. I know it's probably been something you've been knowing deep down your whole life was coming. If you're anything like me, it's created a huge sense of anxiety. Maybe you felt that urgency, like an alarm clock ticking for most of your life, saying, the time is coming, the time is coming, the time is coming. I have something big to do. There's something big for me to do on this planet. I don't know what it is. And if you've responded to it the way that I have in majority of my life, that sense of urgency, that sense that the time is coming, for me has influenced a huge amount of anxiety. And I used to try to numb that out and detour away from my path because I knew that stepping into this path, whatever it was, required so much courage. It required me to be seen. It required me to step up into leadership. And that can be scary. So I just want to hold space for that depth of experience, because if you know what I'm talking about, you know the depth of these internal feelings that may have been living deep inside your whole entire life. And I want to just give you permission right now, right here in this moment, to take a breath with me. And with our breath, let's grab each other's hands, grab the hands of our guardian angels, and be uplifted into this really safe place of clear knowing, of safety, knowing that we're safe, knowing that we're provided for, and knowing that it's okay to courageously take these steps in the direction of our soul's deepest calling. My name is Erin Barcelos. I have been communicating with angels my entire life. And from about age 8 to age 15, that angelic communication went dormant. That's actually kind of a dark period of my life. I don't have a lot of memories from that time. Definitely experienced a lot of trauma. And in my awakening of healing from some of that trauma, some of that deep pain in my childhood and adolescence, the one thing that has helped me to heal, grow, and overcome some of that deep pain has been spirituality. I got introduced to angels by a family friend, and that was like my lifeline. That became my lifeline. It resonated with me more than any other healing modalities or approaches at the time. And it was from that moment forward, I'm talking age 15, my relationship with the angelic realm in this lifetime began to grow and grow and grow and strengthen and strengthen and strengthen. And every single step along the way, I have chosen to be committed to the depth of my own healing process. I'm talking about spiritual warrior, kind of committed to my inner growth, kind of what the heck is the point of being here on this planet if I'm going to be stuck in all these patterns and pain kind of mission. That has been my personal journey, my personal mission, my entire life. And I am proud and happy to say that repetitive deep dives within oneself truly results in the most amazing shifts, healings, and miracles. I'm here to open this door for you, to invite you into a reality where there's a loving universe that is so constant and consistent and completely has your back. I'm here to open this door into a reality where you don't have to do everything by yourself, that you can be completely guided and supported by a higher power of love every step of the way. This love can help us manifest our wildest dreams. This love can help us heal our deepest wounds. And in return, this love only wants us to thrive, to flourish, to be at peace, and to experience happiness. Are you open to that? If that's a big yes, give me a straight up high five. Put your hands in the air like yes, yes, yes. So, divinely inspired living is all about living life in flow with that loving energy of the universe. And when we're in flow with that loving energy of the universe, we're both giving and receiving with this energy. I like to define divinely inspired living as living life in passionate co-creation with the love of the universe. For me, that sums up straight up desire. Like, I have the deepest desire to surrender my life into the arms of a loving higher power. For me, that deep desire came many, many years ago from something one of my mentors calls a fetal position decision. And the fetal position decision pretty much is exactly like it sounds. When you're curled up in the fetal position, tears streaming down your face, snot all over the place, probably after a long, hard cry of, why can't I get it right in life? And you feel like you're at this breaking point. And curled up there in the fetal position comes this beautiful, intense surrender. A thought that swoops in and says, if there is a God, please help. I can't do this anymore. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what I'm not doing right. But if there is a God, please help. I'll do whatever you ask. I put my life in your hands. Please show me the way. And for me, it was from that moment forward when I started to discover something quite amazing. And that is when you commit to being on a path of healing, a path of spiritual growth, your healing process reveals itself one step at a time. The right teachers appear, the right support system appears, everything you need shows up. You might not be able to see the whole pathway and everything that the whole journey entails. You hope you know where it's going. You don't know what it involves, but you surrender and you trust. And you keep taking steps. Every step of the way, the next step will appear. And the more and more we heal, the more we peel back these layers of what isn't love in our belief systems, in our consciousness, in our emotions, in our hearts. The more we heal, the more we're undoing all the bullshit that life has taught us, that we absorbed from our parents, from society, that is not serving us. As we peel back those layers, it's like we become lighter. We become more love-filled. And the true peace, joy, fulfillment, and happiness that we deeply desire easily manifests itself. So circling back to the idea of divinely inspired living your life in passionate co-creation with the love of the universe. That passionate desire to co-create with the universe has to be a stable driving force of your life. Like you don't want to do it on your own anymore. And it's important to you to be in flow with the love of the universe. And sweetheart, I promise you that when we do, miracles happen. We can live life in synchronicity where blessings easily come and healing can happen as easily as possible. Now, another piece to this is co-creating with the universe. That means that we work together with the universe. That means the universe has its part to do and we have our part to do. That means we are a team. We are a team with the universe as we are children of the universe. And so it's very important for us to really learn how to be in that flow with the universe, knowing when to act, when not to act, when to be patient, when to allow the universe to do its thing, when to do our thing, and how to really know what that is. When we live our lives in passionate co-creation with the love of the universe, not only do the most amazing miracles, synchronicities, blessings, and manifestations take place, I promise you that happens. And in addition to that, we're also continuously faced with the areas that have need for growth and inner work. There is a polarity to life, if you haven't noticed already. And this polarity is that yin-yang balance, the light-dark balance, the good and not so good balance. And even when it comes to living our lives in sync with the love of the universe, we still are human beings that surf these waves of polarity. My former teacher, David Ross, calls this the consciousness drift, and how our consciousness drifts back and forth from high levels of love and appreciation to low levels of shame and depression and everything in between, right? So we are human beings, and because we are human beings, our consciousness drifts. We have this experience in the earthly plane on a human level where polarity exists. And so being spiritual does not mean fighting the unpleasant emotions, fighting the unpleasant realities. In my experience, the way being spiritual for myself has come to mean, and what it has come to teach me, is that when I dedicate my life to being in flow with my higher power, I am both being led to the manifestations of my deepest desires regularly. And on the other hand, I'm also continuously shown, sometimes unpleasantly, where my inner work is necessary. I always say that the spiritual path is not for the faint of heart. Yeah, we talk about love, peace, happiness, meditating, oming, all that good stuff. But it truly is not all rainbows and butterflies. There is magic, there are rainbows, there are butterflies. Yet, the butterfly is the perfect example, because in order for the butterfly to become the butterfly was first a caterpillar. And then the caterpillar goes into the cocoon. And it's from the cocoon where this beautiful being emerges as a butterfly. But really, if you ask the butterfly what its experience was like going through its process of transformation, my guess is that the butterfly would tell you it was excruciating. There was so much work I had to do. I had to completely surrender. It felt like my whole world fell apart. I thought my life was over. And it turned out way better than I could have even possibly imagined. And I think that this is a very important point to touch on, because here we're starting to get into the topic of transformation. And the way that I would sum up transformation is when you're changing and rebirthing into new dimensions of ourselves. And the thing is here is that when we rebirth into a higher version of ourselves, that means a part of us has to be let go. A part of us has to die. And that can be a very excruciating process, just like the caterpillar has illustrated. Now, I want to honor the love, peace, and harmony that comes with spirituality. Because the truth is that when we are connecting with God, when we are connecting with oneness, when we are connecting with divine source, when we are connecting with the love of the universe, and we can really feel it in our heart, when we're really feeling that love just like pouring out of our hearts, and we feel so safe and comforted and stable in the arms of the divine, that is heavenly. And that's where we want to be, and that's where we want to be as much as possible. And we can get there with ease. And at the same time, there is a part of the spiritual process that I never really hear a lot of spiritual leaders or teachers talking about. And in my own experience, what I have come to understand this as can be summed up by the words initiation. It's like when those times in my life have happened over and over, where I've been initiated into a higher version of myself, initiated into a stronger version of that goddess self that I'm always striving to be. These growth processes, these initiation processes have been parts of that natural cycle of death and rebirth, death and rebirth, death and rebirth. And when we go through circumstances like that, I'll speak for myself. There's been a lot of trauma. There's been a lot of grief. There's been a lot of heavy despair, loss, sadness, what a lot would call the dark night of the soul. So when we move along our spiritual pathway and we're serious about growing and evolving as souls, when we're serious about reaching our highest potential in this lifetime, when we're serious about accomplishing our mission, it's like we're presented with having to walk through these fires of initiation. And I want to hold a lot of space for that. Because if what I'm saying right now is resonating with you, you're definitely here hearing these words for a reason. And I hope you can be comforted in the idea of you're not alone, you're not crazy, and you're not doing anything wrong. This is part of your growth. This is part of your process. And just like the caterpillar who transformed into the butterfly, the fruits of your labor will be well worth the intensity of everything that you've gone through. Whew. So we got real deep, real quick. Let's take a moment here, take a breath together. Let's reach out our hands to one another once again, like we're clasping hands right now, right here, you and me, holding hands, heart open, right? Feeling that heart hug happening between you and I right now. We got angels surrounding us, angels with us, angels lifting us right now. Are you ready to be at peace, my friend? Are you ready to dive deeper into your healing process? Are you ready to dive deeper into your growth process? What would it mean to you to reach your full potential in this lifetime? What would it mean to you to truly be free from the shackles that have kept you stuck? What would it mean to you to truly unveil the calling of your soul and follow it with unwavering divine support for the rest of your life? Give me a nod if you're in. Give me a nod if you're down. Squeeze my hands if you're really down. Let's do this together. And we'll take the time now to move into a prayer and invocation. So go ahead and take a nice deep breath with me. And as we breathe, we call in the higher power of love to fill our bodies, minds, and spirits with the high frequency of divine source now. We let this love wash upon our bodies, fill our bodies, igniting every cell and every dimension of our being. And as we continue to breathe, we feel the tension just melt away off our shoulders. And we hereby call in the love, support, presence, and guidance of our guardian angels, spirit guides, and any additional archangels, ascended masters, and beings of love who would like to be with us here, right now, and all of the days forward. And in this moment, we take any heaviness, pain, or intensity that may have come up through our time together. We take it and place it into the hands of our angels, truly allowing the angels to carry away our worries, fears, concerns, heaviness, traumas, sadness, handing it over, handing it over, handing it over. And literally watching and feeling the angels flying away, taking this heaviness with them. And we continue to breathe as in turn we feel lighter in our bodies, minds, and spirits now. And it's right here in this moment where we're one step closer to being in full alignment with our truest divine selves. We know that we are a soul here in a body, here on this planet, with so much love in our hearts. We know that as we allow the love in our hearts to grow, it will lead the way. We know that as we follow the guidance of our hearts, it's following the guidance of our truest soul's calling. We take step after step after step so that we can, in this lifetime, reach our full potential for the benefit of all beings. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Beautiful. Thank you so much for going deep with me today. I hope this is the beginning of a long and happy relationship. It is so wonderful to meet you again in this lifetime. And I am very, very much looking forward to the unfolding of the Divinely Inspired Living podcast. So you can expect a new episode every single week. And to be honest with you, I started this podcast because it feels appropriate as the next step in my growth and my journey. And as I show up and just open my heart and get real with you, it's truly a service to me as well. So thank you for co-creating this space with me where we can just be real and raw and dive deep. I want to thank you again so much for being here with me. I'm sending you a big hug and lots of angel blessings. The light within me acknowledges and honors the light within you. Namaste. I'm doing a serious happy dance that you made it all the way to the end of this episode. Way to go for showing up for yourself. And thanks so much for hanging out here with me. If you're feeling inspired, uplifted, moved, or you simply just loved what you heard today, please share the love by heading over to iTunes and Spotify and leaving a rating and review. Also, if you know anyone who you think would benefit from today's episode, please pass the love on to them as well. These special acts of service allow me to keep the good stuff coming. Plus, it's like sharing miracles. For more inspiration on soul-led living, connect with me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Divinely Inspired Living. I'm sending you a big hug, lots of love, The light within me honors and acknowledges the light within you. Namaste.